Can you hear me, guys? Welcome to the revision session for UPSC Prelims 2026. Today we will be revising some of the important topics for economy which can come in UPSC Prelims 2026. If you can hear me loud and clear, please do say yes in the comment box and give a thumbs up to this video. Okay. We'll start in 1 minute. Let others also join. Once you can hear me loud and clear, please do say yes and give a thumbs up to the video, guys. Let everyone join. We will have 1 minute, okay, for everyone to join. So we have Archita Kaushik, we have Ruby Khan, we have Lalita Chaitanya, we have Prem Valle, we have Anjali Kranti joining. Good evening, everyone. Bhumika also joining. Bhumika, Sri Desai, Chetna, Anga Pillai from Kerala, Sanjeev, Gomathi Sankari, Vishnu, Srijita Das from Bengal. Okay, let's start. Okay. Today is going to be a very important session because today we are going to discuss one of the most important subject, and this subject is really very analytical, and many aspirants, okay, they are not able to score very high in this subject. This subject is economy. Okay, economy, guys, if you really do well, then you can take a lead of 4 to 5 marks more than the average aspirant, because average aspirant is not able to do very good in economy. So if you do very good in economy, you can take a edge over the average aspirant. Okay, so I promise you guys, whatever important topics which can be asked in the prelims examination this year, we are going to discuss in the next 1 hour. So I will request every one of you to be very attentive and keep answering whatever question I'm asking. Okay, so guys, this year is going to be a very important year for economy statistics. Guys, there is an overhaul of economy statistics of India. Okay, there is a ministry called Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. This ministry is basically reforming lot of estimates, lot of data, lot of statistics. They are updating it. Okay, so this year they are changing the base year for 3 important things. Which are these things, guys? First is they are changing the base year for the GDP, then they are changing the base year for the CPI, and then they are changing the base year for IIP. Okay, so you should know what is the new base year for these 3 things. So before we study what is the new base year for these 3 things, first of all you have to understand what do you mean by base year, or what do you mean by base effect. Okay, so guys, basically when we calculate GDP growth, when we calculate GDP growth, or when we calculate inflation, we need one base year. Okay, and we compare the present with this base year. Okay, so basically this is called base effect, where we take into account of the increase in prices, where we take into account of the increase in prices. That is called base effect. That is called base effect. So guys, the new base year for GDP is 2022-2023. This was previously 2011-2012. So from 2011-2012, this base year has changed to 2022-2023. For IIP, the new base year will be again 2022-2023. Previously, this was 2011-2012. Previously, it was 2011-2012. Now it will be 2022-2023. And for the CPI, the new base year will be 2024. For the CPI, the new base year will be 2024. Okay, so these 3 new base year you should definitely have a look. So everybody in the comment box, write the new base year for each of them. In the comment box, please write everyone. Write the base year for each one of them. GDP, IIP and CPI. Please write down. Let me see how many of you can write correctly. Let me see how many of you can write correctly, guys, quickly. Everyone has to write. All three in one line. All three you have to write in one line. All three you have to write in one line. Prem Valle has answered. Very good, Prem Valle. Prajwal has answered. Manisha Nagpal. Okay, most of you are now answering it correctly. Okay, so guys, one thing you need to remember. Okay, for GDP calculation in the new method, we are using a technique called double deflation. Okay, so they are removing the single deflation and they are bringing double deflation. Okay, this is very important. Keep this in mind. Double deflation. Okay, this is very important. So when we study double deflation, we have to understand what is GDP deflator. What is GDP deflator? They can ask you, what is GDP deflator? Guys, GDP deflator is nominal GDP divided by real GDP. Okay, nominal by real. Nominal by real is called the GDP deflator. Nominal by real is called GDP deflator. Okay, GDP deflator basically relates to what? Can anybody tell me? GDP deflator relates to what? Okay, basically, okay. Yes, very good. Nominal by real. Nominal by real. Okay, very good. Very good. Inflation. It takes into account of inflation. Very good. Okay. Now, guys, there is a term which is used for a situation where the economy is not growing but the inflation is growing. Inflation is rising but the economy is not growing. What is that situation? That situation is very peculiar, and right now the entire world, including India, is facing that situation. This is related to GDP only, and that is called stagflation. What is stagflation? Guys, when there is a peculiar situation where the economic growth is slowing down, but because of supply shock, the prices are rising. For example, in the present case where the Hormuz crisis is leading to a supply shock of the crude oil prices, this is leading to skyrocketing of the inflation. So on one hand we have higher inflation, and on the other hand the economy is slowing down. Why economy is slowing down? Because there is no crude oil. So many industries, they are shutting down or they are reducing their production. Even Prime Minister in India has said to consume less petroleum, consume less crude oil. Guys, when we consume less, economic growth will be increasing or decreasing? When we consume less, what will happen to economic growth? Who can tell me? When we consume less, what will happen to economic growth? It will fall or it will rise? It will fall or it will rise? Economic growth will decrease. Economic growth will decrease. When we consume less, the economic growth will decrease because demand will decrease. When aggregate demand will decrease, then, okay, on one hand inflation is rising and the other hand the GDP is slowing down. Plus there is a third whammy. What is that third whammy? The unemployment is at record high. Unemployment is at record high. This three triangle. Okay, what is this triangle? First is slowing down of GDP, second is increasing of inflation, and third is higher unemployment. This three situation basically is called stagflation. Why is stagflation so challenging? Stagflation is challenging because if you want to increase the growth rate, you have to pump money. Means you have to reduce the interest rates. But when you reduce the interest rates, what will happen to the money supply? the money supply will increase. And when the money supply will increase, what will happen to inflation? Inflation will increase more. Inflation will increase more. Therefore, this stagflation is very challenging to handle. Why it is very challenging to handle? Because if we handle the GDP, inflation doesn't handle, and if we handle the inflation, GDP doesn't handle. Okay guys, can you understand this? Can you understand this dilemma of stagflation? How many of you understood the logic? Guys, are you with me guys? If you with me guys, give a thumbs up to this live session. Share this live session with all the groups you are part of. All the 2026 prelims aspirant, please do share this, okay, live session. Okay, are you understanding guys? Everyone, please do give a thumbs up guys. Like the video guys. If you are enjoying the discussion, please do like the video so that I get a, okay, it is really helping you or not, I will get an indication from your likes, okay, and from your comments. Guys, another important concept related to the economic growth this year is Hindu rate of growth. Guys, in 2025, Prime Minister used a statement, Hindu rate of growth. What is this Hindu rate of growth? Guys, Hindu rate of growth was a term which was very popular in the 1970s and even the early 1980s. Guys, you know, India adopted a 5-year planning model, a socialist economic model, a control and command model after the 1950s. This was the Nehruvian socialism. Because of this Nehruvian socialism, because of this PSU command and control economy, the GDP rates in the 1960s and 70s stood at 3% Hindu rate of growth. Okay, so this was a less growth below our potential. The reason was the control economy. Okay, there was a control economy. Okay, we were not allowed to export, we were not allowed to import freely. Okay, but in 1991 economic reforms, when there was a balance of payment crisis, our honorable finance minister Manmohan Singh, Dr. Manmohan Singh, he opened up the economy. The reforms what he brought is called LPG, liberalization, privatization and globalization. And because of Dr. Manmohan Singh, we overcome the economic crisis which was facing in the 1991. Guys, 1991 was the balance of payment crisis. Why balance of payment crisis is important this year? Because today, after 30 years or 35 years, again we are staring at another challenging situation. Because of the doubling of crude oil prices, the current account deficit is at a record high and our forex reserves are depleting very fast. Recently, Honorable Prime Minister made an appeal to the citizens of India to import less gold, to import less crude oil, and to import less edible oil, and to import less fertilizers. Okay, so this was a very kind of drastic kind of appeal because, okay, in the past 30 years, never ever has Prime Minister appealed not to buy gold or not to invest, okay, in gold, or not to eat oil, or not to drive motorcycles and cars, to use public transport. The reason is we are saving the forex reserves which is falling precipitously. Why is forex reserves falling very sharply? The reason is rupee fall. Guys, rupee has reached its record level of $96.8. Okay, so $1 is 96.8 rupees. Okay, this is lowest level to what rupee has depreciated in the past 70 years. This sharp depreciation in the value of rupee has led to current account deficit ballooning. Current account deficit ballooning. Okay, so we will discuss this when we will discuss the external sector. Right now I just was discussing what is this Hindu rate of growth and how we overcame the Hindu rate of growth by the LPG reforms. Okay, now guys, let us come back. Okay, let us come back to the GDP chapter only. Guys, in GDP chapter, I'm expecting this year one question regarding numericals of GDP calculation. Okay, definitely one question will come on numericals of GDP calculation. It may be either on the GDP deflator, or it will be for the calculation of the GDP, calculation of the personal income. Okay, so if you are part of our prelims test series, I have already recorded a lecture, and this lecture is recorded and uploaded in the PYQ Mastery. You must have already watched this video. If you have missed this video, please go and watch 3 videos, 3 lectures on numerical problems of the economy. What kind of numerical problems you can expect from economy? GDP definitely will come. Guys, you know, GDP is basically what? We have the consumption, private consumption, then we have investments, then we have government expenditure, and then we have the export minus import. Okay, so please prepare this formula. Please prepare personal income. This is really very important. Please tell in the comment box, today only you are going to go and watch it. Yes or no, everyone? Please revise this. This is really very, very important, guys. How many of you are going to watch it, guys? Quickly. I need answers. I need answers. Okay. Now, guys, there is a related term to stagflation, and this term is called recession. What is recession? Can anybody tell me? What is recession? Who can tell me what is recession? Recession is basically when the GDP starts falling. When the GDP starts falling for 2 consecutive quarters. For 2 consecutive quarters. It is called what? Recession. It is called what? Technical recession. Okay, so recession can be also a term which can be asked. Okay, so you should know the difference between slowdown, recession, and stagflation. Slowdown, stagflation, and recession. All these 3 terms, they look similar, but they are different. All these 3 terms, they look similar, but they are different. So please do prepare that. Okay, guys? Till here, guys, everyone is with me. This is really very important. Now, moving to the GDP concept only, guys. Recently, there was a report by the World Bank. And as per the recent report of the World Bank and IMF, India has fallen to 6th position in terms of total GDP. We have dropped to 6th position in terms of the total GDP. Okay, this is really very important. Okay, so why this fall has happened? This fall has happened because of 2 reasons. First, we are growing at a slower pace compared to last few years. And second, because of the rupee depreciation. Because of the rupee depreciation, these are the 2 factors that our GDP has fallen to 6th position. Guys, although India is one of the largest economies, we are at the 6th position. But if you compare the per capita income, India is very, very, very below most of the countries in the world. India is one of the poorest country in the world. Okay, India's ranking in terms of per capita income. India's ranking in terms of per capita income is one of the lowest in the world. Okay, around 132. Around 132. So why is India's per capita income one of the lowest in the world? India's per capita income means per person, how much we are earning? 132. Why? Because of the huge population. Okay, so in terms of per capita income, India is low income country. Okay, so there is a definition for developed economies. What is the definition for developed economies? The definition for developed economies is any country which is a high income country. any country which is a high income country. What is a high income country as per the World Bank? Guys, as per the latest report of the World Bank, if you are earning $13,935 in the per capita, then you are a developed economy. You are a high income economy. Okay, 13,935. This is approximately $14,000. At present, India's per capita income is how much? $2,700. So we are nowhere close to the World Bank benchmark of $14,000. We are somewhere 1/6 of what the World Bank classifies. World Bank is saying we need $14,000 and we are somewhere around $2,200, $2,300, $2,400. Okay, so we are 1/6 of what the World Bank classifies for a developed economy or for a high income economy. India basically is categorized as a low income, low middle class income, low middle income country. Low middle income country. India is a low middle income country. So we have an aim of becoming a developed country by 2047. Can we become a developed country by 2047? Can you calculate what kind of economic growth we require to achieve a developed country by 2047? Can you tell me? Can you tell me, guys? We require more than 10% of economic growth. Right now, we are not even growing at 6%. Right now, we are not even growing at 6%. How can we manage this? God only knows. Okay. Let us come to another topic, guys. Okay. They may ask you something called middle income trap. What is middle income trap? Guys, many countries, they achieved the middle income, but they never were able to cross into high income. Okay. Many countries, they achieved middle income, but they were never able to cross the high income. Okay. These countries, they were trapped in the middle income throughout the history. Okay. For example, the South American countries like Brazil is one country which is trapped in the middle income trap. Okay, this is called middle income trap. What is the main reason behind the middle income trap? The main reason behind the middle income trap is that there is less innovation. Guys, what happens when you are a lower income country? You have something called labor arbitrage. What is labor arbitrage? Guys, when you are a low income country, the labor is very cheap because the wages are very low. But as the country becomes the middle income country, labor cost starts rising and thus the country becomes less competitive compared to other lower income countries. So most of the manufacturing, they shift from those countries to lower income countries, and these countries, they lose their labor arbitrage. On the other hand, these countries, they fail to come out with innovative products, innovation, and thus their GDP gets plateaued, the per capita income gets plateaued at the middle income level, and that is why it is called middle income trap. Okay, guys, till here everyone is with me, guys. Everyone is with me, guys, till here, everyone. Guys, are you enjoying the discussion? Are you enjoying the discussion? Am I making sense? Am I able to clear the concepts? Okay, if yes, please give a thumbs up to the video, guys, so that I get to know that you are able to understand what I'm trying to explain to you. Okay, I'm trying to be very lucid. I'm trying to be very, okay, using general words. I'm not using any technical definitions. I'm making economy as simple as possible. Okay, I hope I am, okay, understandable to you. I'm understandable to you. Okay, let us move on. Okay, so developed country, you should know what is the thing. Middle income trap is done. Guys, what is ICOR? Incremental capital output ratio. ICOR. Guys, ICOR should be higher or lower? ICOR should be higher or lower for economic growth? Can anybody tell me? ICOR, incremental capital output ratio, should be higher or lower? Low. Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay, guys, next, there is one economy which is getting popular, and the name of the economy is orange economy. What is orange economy? Let me see how many of you can answer. What is orange economy? Let me see how many of you can answer. Orange economy. Yes, it is a creative economy. Yes, very good. Superb. Creative economy. Guys, these days, okay, different kinds of economies. Orange economy, then silver economy. What is silver economy? Who can tell me what is silver economy? Yes, orange economy is basically creative sector. Okay, creative sector. Silver economy is old age economy. Silver economy is old age economy. What is blue economy? What is blue economy? Blue economy. Blue. Marine. Blue economy is marine. Okay, oceanic resources, marine resources. Okay. What is purple economy? Purple economy. Purple. Guys, next topic which is related to the GDP and national economic growth is the concept of competition. Guys, this year I am expecting one question from competition theme. I would like to request every one of you to read little bit in depth about competition. Okay, so we have a law called Competition Commission Act. Okay, we have a law called Competition Act. Under it we have a statutory body called Competition Commission of India, which is the regulator of competition. Means it ensures that Indian markets are competitive. It penalizes any kind of cartelization or abuse of dominant position. Guys, under the Competition Act there is a strict penalty for abuse of dominance. Okay, there is a strict penalty for abuse of dominance. Okay, so they may expect, you can expect a question, what exactly constitutes abuse of dominance? Okay, they may ask you, what exactly constitutes abuse of dominance? Yes, someone is saying predatory pricing. Very good. Amita is answering predatory pricing. Very good. Abuse of dominance. There are 5 different kinds of abuses which are mentioned in the Competition Act. In the Competition Act, guys, this is really very, very important. Please prepare all these unfair practices which are categorized as abuse of dominance. Why this topic is in news? Guys, you know, the big tech companies like the Meta, like the Google, like the Facebook, these companies, they are monopolies. They control the entire market share. For example, Google search, it controls the entire market share of the search engine. Okay, so these basically come under the abuse of dominant position. Okay, this is really very, very important. And last year this was in news in terms of the Indian air industry, Indian aviation industry. Guys, you know, there is one company called the Indigo. This company has 60% of the share of the aviation sector. So this also comes as like a kind of a dominant position. Okay, dominant position, not a monopoly, not strictly a monopoly, but it's a dominant position. Okay, so please have a look at the concepts of monopoly. Then there is a concept called oligopoly. What is oligopoly? What is a monopoly? Monopoly is a market where there is one seller. This is called monopoly. There is one seller is called monopoly. Okay. Then we have oligopoly. Oligopoly, basically we have two or three suppliers is called oligopoly. Can you give example? Telecom industry in India, guys, we have kind of mainly two players, Airtel and Jio. Geo. Okay, oligopoly. Okay, very important. So please prepare what is perfect competition. In perfect competition, there are so many suppliers. In perfect competition, there are so many suppliers. Perfect competition, monopoly, monopolistic competition. Okay, so there are four terms which you need to prepare. These terms are perfect competition, monopoly, monopolistic competition, monopolistic competition, and oligopoly. And oligopoly. Okay, this is really very important. You can expect a question on that. You can expect a question on that. Guys, can you tell me the decisions of the Competition Commission of India, the fines which are imposed by Competition Commission of India, how is the fine determined? The fine is determined by the turnover of the company. Okay, this is also very important. You can expect a question on that. So guys, the decisions of the Competition Commission of India can be challenged where? Who can tell me? Where are the decisions of the Competition Commission of India challenged? Can anybody tell me? Where are the decisions of the Competition Commission of India challenged? Who can tell me? There is a body called NCLAT. 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 Guys, NCLAT is also an adjudicatory body for which other act? Okay, it is for the Competition Act. Can you tell me NCLAT this year? NCLAT is very important. This year NCLAT is very important. Can you tell me which other act? Okay, NCLAT is the adjudicating authority. Yes. Insolvency, insolvency, Companies Act, Companies Act. Someone is saying. Guys, am I making sense? Are you able to follow, guys? This question is going to come. Today only I am telling you. Okay, today only I am telling you. Mark my words, save this video. This question is going to come. Save this video, guys. Okay, next guys, virtual digital assets. What are virtual digital assets? Guys, cryptocurrencies are now termed as virtual digital assets. Guys, virtual digital assets, are they legal in India? Are they legal in India? Virtual digital assets, are they legal in India? Is there any tax? 30% tax is there. 30% tax is there. Guys, remember one thing. Guys, there is difference between are they legal and are they legal tender. Okay, there is a difference. Are they legal and are they legal tender? So they are legal. They are not illegal. They are legal, but they are not the legal tender. Are you understanding the difference, guys? What is legal tender? Guys, am I making sense? Am I making sense? They are legal, but they are not the legal tender. They are not the legal tender. I hope I'm making sense with you. Okay. Guys, this year I'm expecting question on the virtual digital assets. Virtual digital assets, guys, is really very important. And related to this concept, there is another concept called stable coins. What are stable coins? Guys, stable coins are a type of cryptocurrencies. Only difference is their value is stable. Why is their value stable? Their value is stable because they are pegged to some external thing. For example, they can be pegged to the value of dollar, or they can be pegged to the value of gold, or they can be pegged to value of crude oil. Anything, any commodity, their value is pegged to dollar. There is called stable coin. Stable means the value is stable. Okay, guys. I'm expecting question from stable coin this year. How many of you are expecting question from stable coins? Guys, the next theme which is really important is inflation. Guys, mark my word. Mark my word, save this video. On the day of exam, you will get a question on inflation this year. You will definitely get a question on inflation this year. Why? Why you will get question on inflation this year? Because guys, world is going to face, world is going to face inflation shock. Why world is going to get inflation shock? Who can tell me? Who can tell me, guys? Crude oil. Okay, so there is an inflation shock, which is facing the world, and this is because of the crude oil prices. This is because of the crude oil prices, guys. World over, inflation is going to increase, and when inflation increases, what does the world, all the central banks do? What does the all central bank do? Can anybody tell me? If the inflation increases, what does the central bank do? Very good. Prajwal has answered. Increase the interest rates. They increase the interest rates. Tight money policy. They increase the interest rates. So you can get a question on how the central bank manages inflation shock. Guys, the inflation which we are facing right now is not a demand led inflation. The inflation which we are facing now is a supply driven inflation, and that is why for India it is called imported inflation. Are we importing inflation? The answer is yes. How are we importing inflation? Guys, we are importing fertilizers. Fertilizers prices are rising. Why? Because fertilizers are manufactured using natural gas, and natural gas prices are rising. Crude oil prices are rising, and because of which, when we are importing the fertilizers, when we are importing the natural gas, when we are importing the crude oil into our country, we are also importing the higher prices, and thus we are importing inflation. This is called imported inflation. This is called imported inflation. Is this clear, guys? Imported inflation. So what is RBI is going to do to control inflation? RBI is going to increase the interest rates. RBI is going to increase the interest rates. Am I making sense, guys? Am I making sense, guys? RBI is going to increase the interest rates. Am I making sense? Are you able to logically understand? I am going very logical. I am keeping the session very logical because economy is not a subject you can mug up. Economy is one subject you have to understand logically. Okay, because everything is connected to each other. Everything is connected to each other. I hope you get the point. Guys, this year, Government of India has set up a committee to reform WPI, which is Wholesale Price Index. Guys, they may ask you about Wholesale Price Index. They can also ask you about the CPI. They can also ask you about the CPI. Okay, so both of them can be asked. Okay, guys, WPI is released by which department? Can anybody tell me? WPI is released by which department? Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Prajwal has answered Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Guys, WPI generally does not include the services. Okay. WPI has only goods, not the services. Guys, next topic is CPI. There is a change in CPI. So Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation has released the new CPI series with 2024 as the base year. Guys, the new CPI series which has been released by the NSO under the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, it has a bigger basket. The number of items in the basket of CPI has increased from 299 to 358. Okay, this is very important. The number of basket, the goods, the items in the basket has increased to 358. Okay, guys, the weightage of many commodities in the basket has changed. The most important one is the weightage for food and beverages. The weightage of food and beverages has decreased. The weightage of food and beverages has decreased. The weightage for food and beverages have decreased. Okay, this is really very important. They have introduced new items. For example, they have introduced OTT expenditure, online media expenditure, CNG expenditure, PNG expenditure, rural house rent for the first time. Rural house rent for the first time. Okay, so this is one topic which can come. I have made a card on that. I hope you will revise that card. This is really very important. This is one topic which can be asked. Okay, please prepare which items they have removed and which items they have added. Okay, guys, government and RBI has decided to again give a target to the RBI under the flexible inflation target. Guys, for the next 5 years, again the target which has been given to the RBI for inflation management is 4 plus minus 2. 4 plus minus 2. MPC committee. MPC committee is headed by the governor of RBI. Guys, there is two concepts here. What is deflation and disinflation? What is deflation and disinflation? Can anybody tell me the difference between disinflation and deflation? Disinflation and deflation, they are different. They are different. They are not the same. Disinflation and deflation. Deflation is consistent fall in prices is called deflation. Disinflation is lesser inflation. Lesser inflation is deflation, or falling inflation is disinflation. Disinflation. Deflation is consistent fall in the prices. Okay. Guys, next topic, labor related. Guys, Government of India has implemented the 4 labor codes. The 4 labor codes. Which are these 4 labor codes? Guys, labor is in which list? Can anybody tell me? Labor belongs to which list? Who can tell me? Labor belongs to which list? Who can tell me, guys? Let me see how many of you can answer. Labor belongs to which list? Who can tell me? Let me see. Concurrent list. Very good. Labor belongs to concurrent list. Guys, Government of India has implemented 4 labor codes. 4 labor codes. These 4 labor codes are Code of Wages, Industrial Relation Code, Code on Social Security, and Occupational Safety, Health and Working Condition Code. These are the 4 codes which have been implemented by the central government. Again, I repeat, Code on Wages, Code on Central Relation, Industrial Relation, Code on Social Security, and Occupational Safety Code. These are the 4 codes which are very important. Guys, okay, some of the important features of these codes are what? Mandatory appointment letters to all workers. Recognition to gig workers. Recognition to gig workers. Statutory minimum wage. Statutory minimum wage. Timely payment of wage. Annual health checkup for every employee which is having the age of 40 and above. Mandatory timely wage payment. Guys, double overtime wage. Double overtime wage. Double overtime wage. Double overtime wage. Women working night allowed. Women working night allowed. Women working night allowed. Women working night allowed. Okay, very important. ESIS coverage. Okay. ESIC coverage. ESIC coverage. Guys, this is really very important. Technical things are there, guys. If UPSC will ask, guys, I'm telling you, many of you will not be able to answer this. These are technical things. I will request every one of you, please open the PIB and read it. Guys, Is this clear? Guys, this is technical things are there, because they will ask you, okay, these things very important, you have to remember it. This is not very easy. Please refer the PIB. Guys, next topic related to this is gig economy, gig worker or gig economy. What is gig worker? Who is a gig worker? Gig worker is a worker who is outside the traditional employee-employer relationship. Gig worker is those workers who are outside the traditional employee-employer relationship. They are working in flexible employment relation. They get paid for the number of hours they work. They don't have a fixed salary. They don't have a fixed social security. They are not the permanent employees of the organization. They are treated as contractual workers, okay, or business partners. Okay. Guys, at present, how many percentage of workers are gig workers in India? Can anybody tell me? How many percentage of workers are gig workers in India? Who can tell me? What percentage? Yes, somewhere around 1.2, 1.3, less than 2%. So they can ask you guys, previously gig workers were not recognized, but today gig workers are recognized under which act? Can anybody tell me? Gig workers are recognized under which act? Who can tell me? Gig workers are recognized under which act? Who can tell me? Code on Social Security. Code on Social Security. Code on Social Security. Code on Social Security. Guys, there is another topic, PLFS. PLFS. Okay. PLFS survey is done by whom? PLFS survey is done by whom? Guys, there is a major overhaul of PLFS survey in India. Guys, now PLFS survey will come, okay, monthly. All India data will come monthly. Yes, Ministry of Statistics, NSO. Ministry of Statistics, NSO, very good. PLFS survey will come annually and monthly. Okay, so previously it was annually, now it is coming monthly. Now it is coming monthly. So all India labor survey will come annually. Okay, monthly. So from annually it will come monthly. Okay, and quarterly will be the rural, urban will come quarterly. Okay, all India will come monthly and rural, urban separately will come quarterly. Is this clear, guys? Guys, there is a scheme for labor. There is a scheme for labor which is called employment linked incentive. This scheme has been renamed by Prime Minister as Prime Minister Vikshit Bharat Rozgar Yojana. Prime Minister Vikshit Bharat Rozgar Yojana. I am thinking that UPSC question setters can give you this scheme. Why? Because guys, employment is one of the biggest challenge before India. India has a favorable demography where most of its population, around 60% of its population, is in the working age. However, the economy is not able to generate sufficient good quality jobs for our youths. Therefore, this scheme, employment incentive scheme, becomes very important. Guys, this scheme has two parts. There is incentive for first time employees and there is also incentive for employers. For employees, the incentive is, okay, 15,000 rupee. 15,000 rupee if you are a first time employee. If you are a first time employee, then you will get 15,000 rupee. You will get 15,000 rupee and that too you will get in 2 installments. When you complete the 1 year, then only you will get 6 months. Okay, very important. And employers will get up to 3,000 rupees for additional employment generation. For additional employment generation, they will get 3,000 rupees per month, employers. Okay, very important. This scheme is for 2 years. For manufacturing, this scheme is for 4 years. Okay, guys, next topic is topic of inequality. Guys, you know, recently there was a survey by the World Bank, and World Bank has said India is the fourth most equal country in the world. India is the fourth most equal country in the world. This surprised many individuals. This surprised many experts also. This calculation was done on Gini coefficient. What is Gini coefficient? Gini coefficient basically measures the inequality. Gini coefficient is derived from Lorentz curve. Gini coefficient is derived from Lorentz curve. What is Lorentz curve? Lorentz curve is a curve or is a graph of proportion of income earned by any given percentage of population. Okay, that is called Lorentz curve. Okay, this is really very important. Okay, so you should know what is perfect equality and what is perfect inequality. Okay, this is really very important. You can expect a question on Gini coefficient. Guys, there are other also ways of measuring inequality. Guys, India's Gini coefficient is around 0.225. 0.225. Okay, which has fallen from 2011. Guys, there are other index like Thiel index, like Palma ratio, like multi-dimensional poverty index. Can anybody tell me this multi-dimensional poverty index is released by which organization? We have discussed recently only, guys. Can anybody tell me this multi-dimensional poverty index is released by which organization? UNDP. UNDP and Oxford publication. UNDP and Oxford publication. How many indicators it will have? How many indicators it will have? Can anybody tell me? How many indicators are there in this UNDP MPI? How many indicators are there in UNDP MPI? How many indicators are there in UNDP MPI? 10 indicators. Guys, in India, Niti Aayog comes out with National Multi-Dimensional Poverty Index. Niti Aayog comes out with a National Multi-Dimensional Poverty Index, and the number of indicators in Niti Aayog's MPI is 12. So UNDP 10 and Niti Aayog 12. Which are the two extra? Bank account and women care. Bank account and women care. Okay, this is really very important. This is really very important, guys. Income inequality will definitely come. MPI will definitely come, guys. Please take note of it. Guys, next topic is the most important topic. Be very attentive. Before we move on to the next topic, guys, everyone say yes, I am with you. Please say in the comment box, I am with you, guys. How many of you are able to follow me? How many of you are able to follow me, guys? Please say yes and give a thumbs up to this video before we move to the next subject. Next topic, sorry. Next topic, guys, is poverty. Why is poverty so important this year? Guys, World Bank has come out with new poverty line. Guys, World Bank has increased the poverty line to $3 per day, which was previously $2 around, $2.15. Now it is $3. Okay, PPP. $3 per day, very important. Guys, India's poverty has decreased. If we take $3 per day, India's extreme poverty level stands at 5.3%. 5.3%. Okay, very important. India's extreme poverty level is 5.3%. This is really very important. You can get a question on this World Bank legal definition of extreme poverty. Okay, guys, in India there were many committees which were established for estimating poverty. The names of these committees is YK Alak Committee, Lakadwala Committee, Tendulkar Committee and Rangarajan Committee. In the end, Niti Aayog came out in 2021 multi-dimensional poverty index using 12 indicators. Guys, this is a very important topic you can expect a question on YK Alak committee, Lakadwala committee, Tendulkar committee, Rangarajan committee, and Niti Aayog's multi-dimensional poverty index. Guys, this is really very important. You can expect a question on this. Guys, how many of you think UPSC can ask question on poverty? Guys, moving on, guys. Next, okay, what is sunrise sector? What is sunrise sector? Sunrise sectors are sectors which are basically growing. Sunrise sectors. Examples of 14 sunrise sectors which are declared by Government of India is food processing sector, mobile manufacturing electronics component sector, okay, drug intermediate sector, medical device sector, automobile sector, pharma sector, specialty steel sector, electronics sector, telecom sector, textile sector, food processing sector, high energy, high efficiency solar PV model, advanced chemistry cells, batteries, and drones components, and drones components. 14 sectors. Very important, guys. Very important. 14 sectors. Guys, RBI has allowed co-lending. UPSC can ask you co-lending. RBI has allowed banks and NBFCs to do co-lending. Co-lending basically allows multiple regulated entities to jointly extend credit, sharing the risk. Okay. So UPSC can ask you co-lending. Okay. Co-lending is allowed between a bank and an NBFC. Between a bank and NBFC, and is restricted to priority sector loans only. Priority sector loans only. Co-lending, guys, they can ask you co-lending. Guys, we have completed two important sections. We have completed the GDP, inflation, poverty, unemployment. Guys, we have completed. Okay. Guys, one more topic, types of unemployment. Okay, they can ask you types of unemployment. What is structural unemployment? Guys, this AI is leading to job losses. What is this called? AI is leading to job losses. What is this called? What kind of unemployment? AI. Who can give me the answer, guys? AI is leading to job losses. Structural. Amruta is saying structural. Deepika Raj is saying structural. Amita madam is saying Khan Ruby Khan. Structural. Very good. Guys, till here everyone is with me. Can we move on to the next topic, guys? Shall we continue? Shall we continue, guys? So let's take a break for 5 minutes. Let's take a break for 2 minutes. Let me drink some water. Okay, you also take some 5 minutes break. We will resume within 5 minutes. Is it okay, guys? We will resume within 5 minutes. Is it okay? Let's resume, guys. Let's resume. Now coming to monetary policy. In monetary policy, first thing I have already told you, they can ask you about inflation management. What are the tools in the hands of RBI to manage inflation? Guys, in India, inflation management is the responsibility of RBI. Inflation management is the responsibility of RBI. So they may ask you about inflation management. Okay, repo rate, CRR, all these things they can ask you. Okay, OMO also they can ask you. Open market operation. Guys, last year RBI did multiple OMO. What is OMO? Open market operation. Whenever RBI buys or sells government securities in the market, it is called OMO. When the RBI has to increase the money supply, it starts buying the government securities, and when the RBI wants to suck liquidity, it starts selling the securities. Is this clear? Okay. So this year you may expect question on all these topics. Okay, all these topics. Okay. Next, guys, they can also ask you about CRR, cash reserve ratio. What is CRR? Cash reserve ratio is that percentage of bank deposits which is kept with RBI as cash, which is kept by RBI as cash. Okay, this is called CRR. CRR, very important. Then credit to deposit ratio, percentage of deposits that is used for lending by the banks is called credit deposit ratio. Then provisioning coverage ratio. What is provisioning coverage ratio? Percentage of provisions made against the total NPAs is called provisioning coverage ratio. This is again very important. PCR. Okay, PCR. Guys, this year there is one topic which can come. Okay, PCR is also very important. One topic which can come is RRB, Regional Rural Bank. Okay, Regional Rural Bank, RRBs. Guys, RRBs are specialized banks which were established in the year 1975. Guys, these banks were basically for financial inclusion, particularly in the rural areas. These banks have unique ownership structure. Guys, 50% of the RRBs are owned by the central government, 35% is owned by the sponsored bank, which is a commercial bank, and the rest 15% is basically owned by the state government. Okay, so they will ask you RRB. Guys, RRBs are regulated by Reserve Bank of India, but they are supervised by NABARD. They are supervised by NABARD. So central government has 50%, state government has 15%, and the sponsor bank has 35%. Okay, so now government of India is consolidating RRBs. For every one state, they will have one RRB. Consolidation of RRBs. Okay, regulated by RBI but supervised by NABARD. NABARD is a very important organization, guys. NABARD. From where RRBs get fund? Okay, they have their own fund, they have their deposits, and they can borrow. They can borrow the money from NABARD, they can borrow the money from sponsored bank, they can borrow the money from SIDBI, and they can borrow the money from National Housing Bank. Okay. Guys, another important topic is small finance bank. What is the unique about small finance bank? Can anybody tell me what is unique about small finance bank? Small finance bank, what is unique about them? They have higher, okay, priority sector lending. Okay, they can prepare that. Then what are domestically significant banks? How many banks in India are domestically significant banks? Can anybody tell me? How many banks in India are domestically significant banks? SBI, HDFC, ICI, okay, SBI, HDFC and ICIC. Guys, what is mule account? What is mule account? Can anybody tell me mule account? What is mule account? Bank mules. What are bank mules? Bank mules. What are bank mules? They can ask you this. Digital crimes. Digital crimes are using this, guys. Bank mules. Mule hunter. What are Basel norms? What are Basel norms? Basel norms are basically for strengthening the banking sector. Strengthening the banking sector. Basel norms. Okay. Then guys, they can ask you about the bond yields. Guys, bond yields are rising. Bond yields are rising. This is a very peculiar situation. When bond yields will rise, what will happen to the stock market? What will happen to FPI inflows in India? Guys, throughout the world, bond yields are rising. Bond yields rising, bond prices will fall. Guys, bond yield rise, bond prices will fall. Bond yield rise, bond prices will fall. Bond yield rise, bond prices will fall. Okay. When there is increase in bond yield, FPI inflows will fall. FPI inflows in India will fall. Stock market will fall. Very important. Guys, there is one scheme, Your Money, Your Right initiative. Can anybody tell me Your Money, Your Right initiative is launched by which organization? Your Money, Your Right. Your Money, Your Right is an initiative of Department of Financial Services, Ministry of Finance, in association with regulatory bodies like RBI, SEBI, IRDAI, PFRDA, IPFA. Guys, it is by Department of Financial Services, okay, for unclaimed deposits. Okay, there are various regulators involved, but the main body is Ministry of Finance, Department of Financial Services. Okay, unclaimed deposits. Unclaimed deposits, very important, unclaimed deposits. Then guys, next one is Financial Fraud Risk Indicator. Financial Fraud Risk Indicator, very important. Which ministry has come out with Financial Fraud Risk Indicator? Who can tell me? Which ministry has come? Yes, Sanjeev has answered. Dot ministry. Department of Telecommunication. Department of Telecommunication. Very good, very good. Sanjeev has answered. Guys, this year they can ask you about priority sector lending. Guys, can you tell me what percentage of bank deposits, okay, or what percentage of bank credit goes to priority sector lending? Can anybody tell me priority sector lending? Scheduled commercial banks. Scheduled commercial banks, 40%. Scheduled commercial bank, 40%. Okay, what are the priority sectors, guys? Agriculture, MSME, export credit, education, housing, social infrastructure, renewable energy, weaker sections of society. Guys, agriculture, MSME, export credit, education, housing, social infrastructure, renewable energy, weaker sections in society. Renewable energy, weaker section society, education, export credit. Please prepare export credit. Guys, are foreign banks under PSL norms? Yes, foreign banks also have to follow. Guys, another scheme which is in news is a scheme by RBI, lead bank scheme. What is lead bank scheme? Lead bank scheme was launched by RBI in the year 1969, according to which one commercial bank in every district will be a lead bank. The role of the lead bank will be coordinating role between the district administration, developmental agencies and banks within the district. Guys, now this lead bank scheme has been strengthened by forming a committee, state level bankers committee and lead district manager. Okay. Guys, another important term which was in news was the yen carry trade. What is the yen carry trade? Guys, as I told you, most of the developed countries, including Japan, they had very low interest rates in the last 30 years. These low interest rates used to basically incentivize many investors to borrow money from Japan and invest money throughout the world. But in the last 2 years, interest rates throughout the world has risen, particularly interest rates in Japan and America has increased. This will lead to unwinding of the yen carry trade, which will lead to outflow of capital from the world and can lead to stock market corrections. Next topic, guys, external sector. Next topic, guys, external sector. Guys, external sector, the most important this year topic is external sector. Guys, external sector, UPSC will ask you. First thing they will ask you is what is balance of payment? Balance of payment is the transactions government take or a country does. Transactions a country does with the outer world. Incoming or outgoing, everything is called balance of payment. Transactions. Okay. It has current account and capital account. It has current account and capital account both. Guys, this is really very, very important. Balance of payment, capital account, current account is the favorite theme of UPSC prelims. Guys, we faced the balance of payment crisis in the year 1991 when our import cover fell to just 1 week. Can you define what is import cover for me? Who can define what is import cover for me? Who can define? What is import cover? Right now, what is the import cover of India? Who can tell me? What is import cover? Right now, what is the import cover of India? In 1991, it has fallen to 1 week. 1 week, 1 week. Okay. Now it is 11 months. Someone is saying, sir, it is 11 months. Very good. Superb. Shridhi Desai is saying 11 months. Very good, Shridhi Desai. Superb. See, import cover is the money or forex reserve which a country has for importing its goods. How many days it can sustain itself? So in 1991 it fell to 7 days, only 1 week, when we had to pledge our gold. We had to pledge our gold. The country had to pledge our gold in 1991. But now we have sufficient forex reserve for 11 months. Okay. So guys, rupee is depreciating. Guys, when rupee depreciates, who benefits? Guys, when rupee depreciates, who benefits? Who can tell me? Exporters benefit. Very good. Very good. Importers, they are losing. Guys, Indian tourists outside, will they lose or will they win? Indian tourists who are going outside. Indian tourists who are going outside, will they lose or will they benefit? They will lose. Indian students studying outside, they will lose. Okay, very important. Rupee depreciation. See, what are the factors which have led to depreciation of rupee? Can you tell me, guys, what are the factors? What are the factors that led to depreciation of rupee? Guys, the major factor is current account deficit and FPI outflows. FPI outflows and current account deficit. FPI outflows and current account deficit. Even higher inflation can also be one of the reasons. Okay, current account deficits and FPI outflows. The main factor is FPI outflows. The main factor right now, what is the most important factor? Who can tell me the most important? If one factor you have to list why rupee is falling, what will be that factor? Can anybody tell me? If one factor you have to tell why the rupee is falling, what will be that factor? FPI outflows. Very good. FPI outflows. Superb. You people are very smart. You are answering everything. You people are going to qualify the prelims examination on this Sunday. Guys, next topic which we, okay. So, can RBI control the fall of rupee? Yes or no? Can RBI control the fall of rupee? Yes. RBI can control the fall of rupee. How? How does RBI control the fall of rupee? Can anybody tell me? Sell dollars. Sell dollars. There was one movie, Hyderabad movie, Dollara. Okay, how many of you have seen that movie? Hyderabad. One movie in Hyderabad. Okay, I saw. Dollara, they used to say. Like a comedy movie. Anyone who has watched that movie? Dollara. They say like this. Anyone has watched that movie? Salim Feku. Something like that. There is a character in that movie. What is the name of the movie, guys? Something related to Hyderabad. No one from Telugu. Anyone from Telugu? Anyone? Angrej. Someone is saying Angrej movie. Angrej. The Angrej. No one from Hyderabad. No one Telugu student. Very comedy movie. Okay, let's move on. Okay, next. Okay. So guys, next topic is about gold increasing. Okay, in the central bank forex reserve. Guys, in the last 5 years, all the central banks, including the RBI, they have increased the share of gold in the forex reserve. Okay. So, in India, the percentage of gold, the share of gold in the total forex reserve has doubled in the last 5 years. Okay. Right now it has increased to around 10%. Right now it has increased to around 10%. Okay. So this year you may expect a question on why central banks buying gold. Why central banks buying gold? Can anybody tell me? Why are central banks buying gold? Central banks buying gold because of de-dollarization. Guys, dollar is the reserve currency of the world. But because of Donald Trump and his abrupt decisions throughout the world, countries are diversifying their reserves away from dollar. And one of the best ways to diversify their forex reserve away from dollar is buying gold. Guys, if you see India's forex reserve, if you see India's forex reserve, India's forex reserve is around 700 billion. And in this 700 billion, what is having the highest share? What is the highest share, guys, in this forex reserve? What is the highest share? Highest share is dollar or forex currency asset, foreign currency assets. Okay, in foreign currency asset, generally it will have dollar. What will be the second one, guys? Then second one is gold. Second one is gold. Okay, third one is, I think, SDR. Third one is SDR. UPSC can ask question, guys. UPSC can ask question on this. This is a very important. Okay. So they can ask you what is reserve currency. They can ask you what is reserve currency. Okay. What is de-dollarization? Okay. Which is the reserve currency? Why dollar is the reserve currency of the world? Can anybody tell me? Can anybody explain me why dollar is the reserve currency of the world? Because of the large economy America is. Okay, that is one reason. America is the strongest economy. America is the largest economy. Okay. But one of the main issue right now with America is what? What is the main issue with America? Debt levels. America's debt has increased to $37 trillion. America's national debt has increased to $37 trillion. Every year they are adding $1 trillion. Just imagine. Every year they are adding $1 trillion. America debt, guys, debt level, public debt, it's a very big problem. It's a very big problem. America has the largest debt in the world. Then, okay, guys, which country has the highest US debt? Which country has purchased the highest US debt? Can anybody tell me? Which country has purchased the highest US debt? Japan. Second one is China. Second one is China. Second one is China. First one is Japan. Second one is China. So can you handle, guys? Okay, they can also ask you, guys, what is the trade deficit? Guys, you know which commodity is the largest imported commodity in India? Can anybody tell me top 3 commodities which are imported by India? Let me see how many of you can answer. India has a huge trade deficits. Why India has a huge trade deficit? Because we are importing crude oil. 88% of our crude oil is imported from outside. Crude oil is the first one. Second, guys, can you tell me? Crude oil is the first one. Second is electronics item. Second is electronics item. Third one is gold. Third one is gold. Okay, first one is crude. Second one is electronics item. Third one is gold. Please cross check this. Please cross check this. Guys, there is one topic from RBI which I missed, which you should definitely prepare, is expected credit loss framework. Okay, so guys, RBI has come out with ECL norm. Now every banks, while provisioning, they have to follow ECL norms. What is ECL norms? Expected credit loss framework. This will basically help banks to tide over any NPA situation. Okay, So please prepare what is this expected credit loss framework. Guys, next, this year they can ask you question on SEBI. SEBI question can come because SEBI code, new securities code has come. New securities code has come, guys. They may ask you, what is the role of SEBI? What is the role of SEBI? SEBI is the market regulator, capital market regulator. Guys, SEBI is the capital market regulator in India. Okay, they can ask you, how is the SEBI chief appointed? How is the SEBI chief appointed? They can ask you, how is the SEBI chief appointed? This is really very important. So there are various terms related to capital market, guys. What is bear market? What is bull market? What is insider trading? Let us discuss insider trading. Very important, insider trading. Guys, it is multiple times in news. Insider trading. What is insider trading? Guys, let me explain you what is insider trading. Guys, when someone has access to sensitive, unpublished information, and if this person is related to the company, then if he or she or his family members or his friends use this information, unpublished information, to trade and get profit, this is called insider trading. This is called insider trading. This is called insider trading. Insider trading is illegal. You can be punished. You can be banned. You can be fined. Another illegal practice is front running. One is insider trading, another is front running. What is front running? Front running means when you are part of mutual industry, when you are part of mutual fund industry, and when you know that your fund is going to buy some share, then you buy before the fund. It is called front running. It is called front running. Purchasing before mass buying. Purchasing before mass buying. Guys, another topic is short selling. What is short selling? Short selling is when you know that share prices are going to fall, then you do what? Short selling. Very important. Is short selling allowed in India? Is short selling allowed in India? Guys, short selling is trying to book profit from a stock when it is going down in value. It's a trading strategy where investors, they benefit from falling share market. Basically here they will borrow the share. They will borrow the share. They will not buy the share. They will just borrow the share and they will sell the share. So borrowing the share from the broker and selling them at the market and repurchasing them later is called short selling. Is it legal in India? Yes, it is legal in India. Yes, short selling is legal. Naked short selling is not legal. Short selling is legal. Naked short selling is not legal. Guys, is SEBI a statutory body? Yes, SEBI was established in 1992 under SEBI Act. SEBI basically is a regulator of the capital market. Okay. SEBI is located in Mumbai. SEBI headquarters is Mumbai. There is a securities bill has come, guys. Security code bill. Please read it. Securities code bill. This is really very important. I am hoping one question. Then, guys, there are few terms which can be asked in the prelims examination. One is IPO. What is IPO? India is seeing the IPO boom. What is IPO boom? Can anybody tell me what is IPO? IPO is when the company for the first time is coming with its share in the primary market. It is called IPO. When the company for the first time is diluting its share, okay, in primary market, it is called IPO. Okay. Next is FPO. What is FPO? FPO is basically when a listed company, IPO is unlisted company, first time it is getting listed. IPO is unlisted company, first time it is getting listed, but FPO is a listed company, already a listed company, when they want to increase capital by allotting shares, is called FPO. Next is offer for sale. What is offer for sale? Existing shareholders, they sell their shares directly to investors without company issuing new shares. So in offer for sale, there is no new share issued. In offer for sale, there is no new share issued. Okay, very important. Generally, OFS is used for promoters. Okay. Then what is right issue? What is right issue? Right issue is for existing investors. Existing investors, they get some new shares at discounted price. Okay. Right issue. Right issue. What are angel funds? Angel funds, they invest in startups. Angel funds, okay? Then guys, difference between FDI and FPI, they can ask you. What is the difference between FDI and FPI? FPI is basically portfolio investor. Okay, hot money. Hot money. FDI is what? Physical assets. They will invest in physical assets. Guys, when the definition of FDI is when FPI is more than 10% of the stake, it becomes FDI. When you invest in stock market in company, and if you own more than 10%, okay, it becomes FDI. Then what is press note 3? What is press note 3? Press note. What is press note, guys? FDI from neighboring countries. Guys, Government of India has increased the FDI limits in e-commerce, in civil aviation, in railways, in defense, in space. They can ask you guys all this. Okay, they can ask you all this. What is the new level of FDI allowed in space sector? In space sector, 74% under automatic route for satellite manufacturing, 49% for automatic route for launch vehicles. Okay, please prepare. Insurance, it is 100%. Please prepare all this. FDI, new limit of FDI. Guys, Startup India, 10 years. Startup India, guys, they can ask you what is Startup India, under which ministry? Startup India is 10 years. What is startup funding, ABC funding? What is India VIX? What is FNO, futures and options? This is very important, futures and options. Guys, future is what? Agreement to buy or sell at a future date is called futures. What is option contract? Option is buyer has a right to buy or sell underlying assets at a future date. Okay. Here the buyer does not have a obligation, but seller has an obligation. That is why it is called option. Buyer does not have a obligation, but seller has an obligation. But in futures, both buyers and sellers have an obligation. FNO, FNO trading, call and put option, call and put option, call and put option, call and put option, call and put option. Guys, next topic is GST rationalization. Guys, Government of India has rationalized the GST. Guys, now we have only two slabs. Which are these two slabs? 5% and 18%. They have removed other two slabs, 12% and 28%. Okay, 12%, 28% has removed. They can ask you guys, GST, which commodities are under zero GST? Which commodities are 40% sin goods, 14%, 40% sin goods, sin goods 40%, guys, they can ask you. Guys, GST was implemented by 101st Constitutional Amendment. There is a GST Council. GST Council is basically headed by Finance Minister, and it has the Finance Minister of the states. Guys, this is really very important. GST Council. GST Council. Quorum is 50% and the voting is done with 3/4 majority. Voting is done through 3/4 majority. The center has 1/3 voting rights. The state has 2/3 voting rights. Okay, very important. You can expect a question on that. Next, guys, another important scheme is export promotion scheme. Guys, this is a scheme for export promotion. 3 ministries are involved here: Department of Commerce, Ministry of MSME, and Ministry of Finance. 3 ministries are involved. The scheme has 2 parts: Niryat Protsahan and Niryat Disa. In Niryat Protsahan, they are giving some credit support, and in Niryat Disa, they are giving basically market access. Then, guys, Government of India has launched Economic Stabilization Fund. Guys, in order to overcome this West Asia crisis, because of which the crude oil prices have reached 120 barrel, guys, in this scenario, India will face fiscal burden. In order to overcome fiscal burden, Government of India has come out with Economic Stabilization Fund. The total worth of this fund will be 57,381 crore. 57,381 crore. Then, guys, Urban Challenge Fund. Urban Challenge Fund has been released by Ministry of Housing Affairs. It is a 1 lakh crore central assistance. Here, the cities have to raise 50% from market. SEZs are also in news. SEZs are basically enclaves where Indian laws do not apply. Indian labor laws, Indian tax laws do not apply. They are dedicated for exports. Next, guys, okay, anti-dumping duty and countervailing duty. Anti-dumping duty is a protectionist tariff that is imposed by the government when foreign imports are believed to be priced below their fair value. It is called anti-dumping duty. Countervailing duty is when the foreign countries are subsidized. When are subsidized. Okay, this is really very important. Then equalization levy. Okay, Google tax. Then cess and surcharge. Guys, cess and surcharge is a very important topic. They can ask you, what is cess and surcharge? Guys, cess and surcharge is an important topic. Okay, cess and surcharge. Guys, these do not go to the states. Cess and surcharge is like a extra tax, tax over tax. Okay, the only difference is cess is used for a particular purpose, whereas surcharge is not used for any particular purpose. It can be used for any purpose. These two taxes are not devolved to the states. These two taxes are not devolved to the states. Cess and surcharge. Guys, with this, I am going to take leave, guys. I hope the session was useful. Around 2 hours we have taken the session. One more topic, guys. Revenue foregone, tax expenditure. Whenever there is a tax rebate, whenever there is a tax rebate, okay, tax rebate, okay, this is called revenue foregone. How was the session, guys? Please do comment and do send me the telegram messages. Is it useful? Do you want me to continue? I will continue. If you don't want to me continue, I will not continue. Please do let me know. Okay. Anyone facing any doubt, any issue, any problem? Please do send a telegram message, guys.